Guys, it's Archon. So about a month ago, Blizzard announced Heroes of the Storm, the new MOBA they're making in the same genre as League of Legends and Dota 2, and people are really excited about it. But my initial thought was, how is Blizzard going to compete with League of Legends? Because as we all know, Blizzard doesn't really create games unless they're going to be #1 in the genre, and League of Legends is very established. As far as time played, it's the #1 game in the world, and it seems like it would be almost impossible to overcome. However, after BlizzCon, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what Blizzard has up their sleeve, and I think it's possible they could compete with League of Legends and maybe even be the #1 game in the genre. I know it sounds crazy. League of Legends, biggest game out there, but just hear me out. The first thing I noticed at BlizzCon was they were very careful to avoid any mention of the terms MOBA, League of Legends, or Dota. In fact, in the 3-hour-long presentations at BlizzCon, no one mentioned any of those words. They really avoided it altogether. Now, they did mention the community-made maps on StarCraft and Warcraft 3. As most of you guys probably know, MOBAs started as mods for Blizzard games, and they did give credit to the people who made those mods, but they never said the names of them, never said Defensive Ancients, Dota, any of that. They were very careful to distinguish themselves. In fact, anytime they were referring to the genre, they called it the Hero Brawler genre, which maybe is a term they're coining, maybe it's been used before. I hadn't heard it before, but they're definitely trying to distinguish themselves as something different than League of Legends and Dota. And throughout the panels at BlizzCon, they said several times that they're not too concerned with what other games in the genre are doing. They're just trying to make a fun game. But of course, I think we can assume they are at least a little bit concerned with League of Legends. That is their core demographic, at least starting out, is going to be MOBA players, so we know they have to be concerned with League of Legends. And if there's anything that Blizzard's good at, it's taking a genre that's already somewhat established and making it more appealing to mainstream and casual gamers. So of course, the hardcore MOBA players, the competitive League of Legends and Dota 2 players, I think are going to stay with their games. I don't think Blizzard's going to capture that audience, but that's a very small piece of the pie when you compare it to all of the gamers out there. And I really think that Blizzard has a chance of capturing those and even beating League of Legends numbers, and I'll tell you why. I have 3 reasons. The first reason is speed. The development team for Heroes of the Storm can move much faster than development teams for any of the other MOBAs out there, and I'll tell you why. The team that's working on Heroes of the Storm is a lot of the people from StarCraft. It's actually a pretty big team, and they're very experienced. They've been working on StarCraft for a long time, and they've used this incredibly powerful tool, the StarCraft map editor, to not only make all the campaigns for StarCraft, but also to make Heroes of the Storm. So the same tools they're using to make Heroes of the Storm is the one they've been working on for a very long time. They're very comfortable with it, and they can move very quickly.
Heroes of the Storm was created with the engine that we made StarCraft 2, and one of the things that's really awesome about it is that we can create these kind of modes and test them out in no time flat. I think that we created like an AB-style capture point system just for experimentation. I think like one of our lead tech designers, Mung Song, he created that mode in like 2 days, and we were able to iterate and just play test it within. So when you think about all the modes that you've seen back in Warcraft 3, like we can create all those, and if they're really fun and the community wants it, we can certainly ship them.
One person, brand new game mode, 2 days. That's crazy. League of Legends can't do that. Dota 2 can't do that. The tool that they're working with is giving them a huge advantage over their competitors. The second reason is quality. You really can't beat Blizzard's quality, and they're bringing a lot of ideas to the genre. Blizzard is known for being really creative and thinking outside of the box, and they're bringing a huge amount of brand new ideas to the genre, including a ton of new game modes, which we just heard can be created in 2 days. They have 4 main battlegrounds they're playing around with right now. The only reason they don't have more is because they don't know if more would be too many, but if it's not, I'm sure they're going to add it. They have a ton of very well-designed heroes and skins, and they've created new systems like the talent tree, which replaces the gold and item system from traditional MOBAs. Now, you might be thinking, I like the golden item system, and I like that complexity, and it's true. Heroes of the Storm isn't going to be as complex as some of those other MOBAs are. The strategy might not go as deep. We've seen that in Hearthstone. When you compare Hearthstone to Magic the Gathering, the strategy's not there, but it's much more fun, in my opinion, especially for casual gamers, mainstream gamers, people who are new to MOBAs or aren't going to be uber competitive. For the typical gamer, Heroes of the Storm is going to be a lot easier to get into, and it's going to be a lot more fun. Here's an example from BlizzCon of gameplay from Abathur. It's this support type hero that plays very different from any other hero I've seen, where it can actually go into one of their allies' heroes and then cast spells from there in a game mode that they were displaying at BlizzCon.
So you can see Abathur there hiding behind the wall, as he should. Remember, jazz hands, he can't fight. And Abathur's going to hide there, and then he's going to make his move. So we're going to start the video here in a second, and Abathur's going to start doing his thing. So he's in this bottom lane, but he's actually watching the top lane. And you can see Roller Derby Nova there is moving around, and she's trying to push against these red players. She's trying to push against Gazlo the Tinker and against Volstad. She's getting a little bit of trouble here, and watch for it. There's the infestation. Abathur is now guarding her, and gave her a little bit of shield there, which bought her a little bit of time to get back to this fountain so she can heal up. That's cool. Now Abathur's going to focus on the bottom lane. Now he's down here, and there's the infestation. He just jumped into Arthas, and there, he got the kill. He just dropped ETC, giving his team the advantage in that bottom position. Now Abathur's moved. Where's Abathur? All right, Abathur's moved up to this top lane now. He uses deep tunnel ability to teleport across the map. And now, there he just jumped into Nova again. And he's going to help her out. He gave her a shield. He's going to fire a few abilities off of her there. And this whole presence of Abathur is scaring off this red team here. So they're backing away. So now this blue team's got control of that top lane. Down here in the bottom lane, Abathur's now watching again. Watch Vala. Watch the white demon hunter there. And here comes Abathur. He's going to jump into her, and there it is. He just jumped into her, and now she's going to fire off a bunch of skill shots using her abilities, and Abathur's abilities are helping her at the same time, and they're going to fight off against these 3 red heroes. There's really 3 heroes there right now. There's really Abathur and 2 others. Now, they don't like the look of this. Red's going to back away, and now Demon Hunter and Arthas are going to grab that bottom watchtower, grab that bottom obelisk. And look, the Dragon Altar's open. Oh, there's Abathur. He just used deep tunnel. He teleported into position. He's going to channel on the altar, and boom, there's the Dragon Knight.
And the third reason is the community. If you've played MOBA games at all, you know that MOBAs probably have the worst community out of any of the gaming genres. And there's only 2 reasons this could be. 1, rude people just really like MOBAs. Or 2, MOBAs, for some reason, cause people to be rude to each other. And I would say that second one makes a lot more sense. Typically in MOBAs, it's very easy to blame one of your teammates for the downfall of your entire team. And because of that, there's a lot of rage. There's a lot of, oh, I would have won if it wasn't for that person. But Blizzard seems very aware of this issue, and it seems like they're doing a lot to try to fix it. We've seen this already in Hearthstone. Hearthstone completely removed the chat system, which seemed really weird until you realized people would only use the chat system to talk crap to each other anyways, and the emotes work a lot better, and it looks like they're taking that same philosophy into Heroes of the Storm. They're making it all about team play. They're really encouraging cooperation through gameplay. For example, your entire team shares 1 level. You don't level up individually, you have 1 level, so you're always working together as a unit. Even if you split up, you're getting experience for everyone, and if you need to leave your lane to help someone else, you don't feel like you're gimping yourself because you're not going to be making gold. You're actually helping your entire team, and you're encouraged to work together.
Generally, you can show off your skill, absolutely, and you'll be able to see how many solo kills you've had and how much you've contributed to the game, but you're not going to be able to get any sort of virtual skill where you are substantially ahead of everybody else, and everybody else has to sit here for 20 minutes while you one-shot the whole enemy team. That's not really what we're going for. And that's a cool way to play games, don't get me wrong. We love those kinds of games as well. But for this game, we really want to push and make a game that's about playing with your team, playing as a unit, win, lose together. And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
And also in the community vein, they're going to have a map editor just like in StarCraft. So you'll be able to make your own maps. User-created content is huge. We've seen what it can do. I mean, it really created this entire genre, and so it's exciting that they're going to let users make maps specifically for Heroes of the Storm. And probably most importantly, Blizzard has a huge following, possibly the biggest following out of any game developer out there. People who play Blizzard games tend to play multiple Blizzard games, and if for no other reason, a lot of people will play Heroes of the Storm just because they get to play as their favorite heroes pitted against other Blizzard heroes from different games. So although most of you probably think I'm crazy by now, I think there's a good chance that Heroes of the Storm really could be #1 in the genre. Now, if you're a hardcore League of Legends or Dota 2 player and you're saying, whatever, forget that, I'm never going to switch over to Heroes of the Storm, I'm not surprised. I think you'll probably stay with League of Legends and Dota 2. It has what you need as a competitive esports player. However, for the vast majority of gamers out there, Heroes of the Storm is going to be easier to get into, it's going to be more fun to play, and it's going to have a lot more to offer to the typical gamer. And in the coming years, I guess we'll see if I'm right or not, and if they do take over the genre, then I guess the next step is taking over the world, because Blizzard's just getting entirely too big. But I'm definitely excited about Heroes of the Storm, and I'm very excited to play it, so I'll probably have some more videos in the future. We don't know the release date yet, but I'm definitely going to do whatever I can to get into beta, and as soon as the NDA is down, if there is one, I'll be streaming it and making videos and hopefully playing with some of you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really interested in your opinions. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll have another one for you soon.
And so this was an example of how literally, weirdly, BlizzCon itself became the world in which we built this game.
Literally? BlizzCon literally became the world? Never mind.